Welcome to Biz Dev Live. My name is Cameron Toth, and I am so excited to be coming to you today, talking to you about LinkedIn. We're going to get into it, right? Today's episode is all about how you up your numbers on LinkedIn. I'm currently on the march toward 5,000 connections and 5,000 followers. And there's some people like my man, Steve Spear, who's the master connector, that has more. There's some people out there that has less. Doesn't matter where you are in this journey, but if you're wanting to up your numbers, there's some things that I've learned how to do. And I've definitely been taking mentorship from Steve. And so we're going to help with that today. I'll get you into a little bit about the difference between connections and followers. What I really want to talk to you about is how do you add connections and followers and how do you get views on your posts? LinkedIn is an effective tool. Let's dive into how we use this tool. Let's dive into your numbers. Why are numbers important? Anyone in sales would tell you it's a numbers game. If you want to scale, if you want to grow, that means more numbers. If you're trying to create more demand so you can raise your prices, if you're trying to have impact on the world, having a large network is a big deal. So that's what we're talking about today. LinkedIn now has almost 740 million members with over 55 million registered companies. In 2019, LinkedIn sessions increased 25% year over year with 358 billion feed updates viewed. Why is this important to this conversation today? Only 3 million users out of 740 million share content on a weekly basis. That means that only 1% of LinkedIn's 260 million monthly users share posts, and those 3 million or so users net the 9 billion impressions, which means that is a huge opportunity for you to stay with me. We'll be right back after the BizDev theme. Stay with me. I'm looking forward to this conversation. Get into the comments. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, and now you can even find me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so you can find me there. I'll try to throw those links out there for you in the comments. Please review, please spread the word. If you like this content, if you like the interviews, let people know. Let me know where you're tuning in from today. Be right back after the BizDev theme.
BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time, live. BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. BizDev Live, business development, not even selling it. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is business development, not even selling it. BizDev Live. BizDev Live. This is business development, not even selling it.
So appreciative of everybody checking in. Teddy Burris, good morning. Getting into this, we got Ashutosh Jha from India checking in. We got Denise checking in from Houston. Thank you so much for being with me this morning. So we're going to dive right into this content, right? We got 3 takeaways: daily effort, meaningful content, and consistency. Now, for anybody that is working productivity in their life, some of these things should be very familiar. So for LinkedIn growth, and I've been on LinkedIn, I don't even know what year I started on LinkedIn, but I know it's been back 10 plus years. And it's really interesting to see people that have jumped onto LinkedIn in the last few years, even the last year, and have amazing growth. And so you sit there and you say, well, how does somebody get that growth? And I think making sure that you have a clear goal in mind is really important, and then marching towards that goal, right? You can't get to the finish line if you don't know where the finish line is. So that's really, really important. And that's something that I'm going to want you to focus on today. And just want to shout out Sylvia White checking in from Virginia. I want you to focus on the goal, right? And if your goal is to have a larger impact on the world, if your goal is to get more sales, there's a huge opportunity, right? There's so many millions of users on LinkedIn, 176 million. In fact, just here where I am in the United States, there are 740 million users worldwide, but there's only about 3 million people posting regularly, which means you are going to be in the very small minority of people that actually post and generate content on LinkedIn for the wide. The attention is there. Gary Vaynerchuk always talks about attention. So this is the opportunity. And so if you want to grow on LinkedIn, showing up daily, putting it in, and I've heard it over the years, going back 10 years, 15 minutes a day. Use the Pomodoro method. Set a timer, set it on the phone, get a kitchen timer, put it on your computer, set it a bell, 15 minutes so that you can move on, that you get it in. You time block it into your day. You find a moment in your day that works every day, and you make that LinkedIn time. You may want to do that with some other social networks that you care about and want to grow there too. But LinkedIn in particular, it's really interesting. There's a resource article down in the description of this. And it talks about the idea that people don't really spend a lot of time on LinkedIn versus some of the other platforms. That engagement time is going up and it's becoming more versatile. But you want your content to stand out and you want it to be meaningful. And the only way that your content is going to stand out and be meaningful is if you post. Duh, right? You got to do it. You got to start. And so don't worry about perfection. Just do it, because if you don't do it, you're in the large majority of people that aren't, and you aren't getting that attention, those eyeballs, guaranteed. Now, when people are starting out on LinkedIn, they do not get a lot of engagement on their posts, typically because they don't have a lot of people that they're connected to, right? And so, make sure that you don't get downhearted when you're not getting so much engagement. But there are some secrets. There are some tips to it. So you're going to take your 15 minutes a day. You're going to get on there. You're going to connect to people, right? 15 minutes a day. Don't miss the opportunity to search up clients and colleagues, fellow networks on LinkedIn. Increase those connections. So you're going to reach out to people and create more connection. LinkedIn is a great place to grab contact info and valuable insight about the people you are speaking to. And in those 15 minutes a day, if you're comfortable and you're ready to start and press go, don't worry about being the most amazing content. Create meaningful content, which is our second takeaway. All right. So we've got a first takeaway: be on it daily, create your schedule, be on there consistently. Now, consistently, I have as another takeaway as well. So we're going to talk about the long term, but create that daily plan to show up every day. And we're going to talk about the consistency of content. So we're going to create meaningful content. That's our second takeaway: meaningful content. What is meaningful content? Meaningful content is not copying somebody else's thing. It's your authentic content. Content is and should be different for everyone. I love Denise Panza on LinkedIn, and I have to shout her out in the comments later, because she shows up as a mortgage broker. She shows up very personally. She's got letter boards and she has personal conversations with people that are following her. And she's gained a huge following on LinkedIn. You got other folks, they're posting video, pictures of themselves with content that in my mind doesn't even really match up to the photo. That works for them. You got other people that are posting videos and photos and just words. And so you got to do what works for you, what's meaningful for you. What do you want to share? Do you want to share a visual? Do you want to get on Canva and create a nice visual to go along with what you're saying? My suggestion is, if you really want to gain reach over time, try to make things accessible to your audience. So make sure that goal is clear and make sure that content that you've created is accessible to your audience. And what's accessible to your audience? Well, we all have things, struggles in our lives, children, families, struggles with the daily grind, business, all that kind of stuff. So you can talk about that stuff and it will engage people. So be authentic, be yourself. And if you have informational content that's going to be relevant to your audience, so much the better. But don't forget to be a person, right? And Teddy's got a comment on here. I define meaningful content as content that is transparent, relevant, useful, helpful and educational, entertaining, exciting, or engaging. And it could be any one of those things. It doesn't have to be all of those things, right? And matter of fact, you don't probably want to do too much with any one piece of content. So that being said, I want to jump into some strategic pieces with this. If you are engaging daily on LinkedIn, you can find, so especially if you have a small following, you don't have a lot of people engaging with your content so far, right? You can engage with people that have a larger following than you. I engaged on a post with Dan Price, who's the CEO of a big finance company and was interested in engagement. His post garnered, I don't know, it's probably getting in the hundreds of thousands views. And I responding with meaningful content. It wasn't just like oh, go, you're right. This is fantastic. It was something that basically, it talked about what was going on in the post from my point of view as a business owner. And it got some attention and it increased my visibility. I posted yesterday about the 5 a.m. club that I attend with Lynn Rowe and put some pictures up that I'd created in the past. So it's not necessarily new content. And that post has garnered over 800 views since yesterday. So go big, go small, right? Post your own content, comment on other larger influencers. That will really help you and your brand. All right. I hope that's helpful. And if you have questions, I want to see those in the comments so that I can respond and I can assist you directly, right? And then consistency, right? We talked about showing up daily, making sure that that plan is there. But as you're posting this meaningful content, you want to be consistent about it. And so, whatever you decide while watching this video, make it sustainable. It's January 14th, 2022. And I've seen some people showing up with lots of posts right now that I really haven't seen active before the new year. I wonder if their rate of content generation is sustainable. Get clear on your goals and commit to a content schedule. I'm going to post once a week, once a month, because I guarantee you, once a month is much better than 3 months going by and you realize you haven't posted anything at all because you got burnout at some point, it got unpleasurable, and you just didn't want to go back to it. So commit to a schedule, commit to posting. If you get into the habit of it and you build that muscle, I guarantee you'll want to post more. And that's the goal, right? Getting to a place where it gets easy. And remember, you can document the journey, right? Teddy, I don't know if you're documenting the journey. Sylvia, Ashutosh, Denise, I don't know if you're documenting the journey, but you can just turn that camera around yourself. This is what I'm doing today. And this is how I'm helping a client. This is what I just told a client over the phone. This is a frequently asked question, and I just want to talk about it and put it out there because I think this will be helpful because I know a lot of people have this question. You can document the journey. You don't have to create special content and filters and backgrounds and, making sure that you're all dressed up. You can show up as you are. You want to do it in a comfortable way, in a way that makes you feel good. But at the end of the day, it's not as complicated as you think it is. And by reaching out, so daily, actively connecting with people, I suggest showing up on a computer. You can do it like my man Steve Spiro. He loves to get in there and talking to him and about how much of a machine he is in terms of reaching out and connecting with people. Don't feel like you need to write something out for every single person, but I often do. If I'm in a meeting, I don't miss the opportunity to connect with the 15, 20 people that maybe I'm meeting in a new meeting, training seminar, networking event. And then I create a template as I'm in that event. I'm connecting with you from such a event. I look forward to connecting and collaborating with you. And so I type that out, copy, paste, and it's hello, the individual, right? So hello, Teddy. Hello, Sylvia. Hello, Ashutosh. Hello, Denise. I'm looking forward to connecting, and I connected here. And that provides me a reference, from the, basically the relationship management side. When I go back into those messages, because I can find that, it's always available. That's the beauty of social networks, right? We can reach back out to people and find people when we need them. And you go back to those messages. I go back to that beginning message. Oh yes, I met them there. And so it becomes that record for me. I got Teddy who's putting in a couple comments. Cameron, can you speak to the value of meaningful and relevant comments, replies versus bumping into the like button? Yeah, Teddy, I appreciate people that hit the like button. So I'll mention this. If people engage with my post, so they hit the like button, the love button, the curious, I will go into that same post. And this may be something that you're not doing, and I suggest trying it. And again, going back to meaningful content, I will say, Teddy, thank you so much for your time, especially if I know you're a busy person, or maybe I'll say thank you for the engagement. And if the post was about something, I may say, well, I'd love to hear a little bit more on your thoughts on this matter, because they may have only read the first line and they may not see the rest of it, which is really important when you're posting content on LinkedIn. That first line, and almost always from me, you'll see that first line is a question, and it's a yes or no question designed to evoke an immediate reaction. Because if I ask a complicated, open-ended question, that may not evoke emotion. And what I want to do is evoke immediate emotion so that you have a response and you want to dig in. And that's a content strategy I got from Fanny Dunnigan, also has an awesome following on LinkedIn and does LinkedIn Lives. Fanny Dunnigan gave this layout. So you put that question that creates that emotional engagement. You lay out some topical text that explains more, gives you a point with a visual post, maybe with some hashtags, and you tag some people. And then you can actually even go up to the right corner of that LinkedIn post, and you can send that to people in a private message if you're really looking to get some engagement on your post, which is a great strategy if you don't have a large following on LinkedIn yet, or you just really want to get some people's views on it, because you may just want to, I think the best way to use LinkedIn is in a way that is both promotional and info gathering. You're doing research, and so you really interested in other people's views on something. And so digging into that is really important. And then to Teddy's point here, if you see somebody else's post, if you engage, if you comment, and that comment is a serious, thoughtful comment, you stand out for these people. And if you're looking to connect with somebody, maybe, they're tapped out of connections on LinkedIn, or you think they're tapped out of LinkedIn connections on LinkedIn. You hit the follow button and you're following along with those posts. You can get front and center with people because they're trying to interact and engage with their followers, just like I'm describing now, so that they can increase their impact and reach on the world. So if you're consistent in the comments and you're coming up with thoughtful stuff, you're going to stand out. And they may reach out to you and say, hey, I have this opportunity over here to talk about XYZ. Can you come and help out with this? Because I see that you're showing up consistently in the comments, and I see that you know what you're talking about, and I see that you're engaged, and I see that you consistently show up. And so many people talk about showing up. Hey, that's showing up. So 15 minutes a day, right? You're going to be daily on there, 15 minutes a day at least. Meaningful content, consistency. People are going to see you, and that know, like, and trust factor is going to be built. And that's a huge thing. Teddy says, I strive to track what I do and look at who engages with me. If they are not the right people, you are not engaging in the right content or sharing the right content. Yeah, I mean, I think, again, going back to the beginning, Teddy, right? For anybody that's watching this, right? If you are not marching towards a goal, what is your effort for? You want to be marching towards a goal. You want to be running towards a finish line that makes sense for you. So what's your strategy really is what your goal is. You know, for me, with BizDev Live, it's increasing opportunity in education. It's increasing reach. It's increasing impact, and creating a funnel that will both allow me to provide opportunities in education to people and open up opportunities in education, and also revenue in, because I got the eyeballs and I have the attention. That is the strategy behind what I'm doing. You know, for somebody that's, you know, selling insurance or selling some sort of service like that, you know, you may want to connect with those particular customers that are going to be the best fit for your business. And one of the best ways that you can do that is use LinkedIn as a research tool and go find those people at the companies and in the locations that you want to. And LinkedIn is great for that. Go to that search bar. You can look at second and third connections. Maybe you're connected to a bunch of people already and you've forgotten who you've connected to. You can go search your connections right now for those positions, for those areas. You want to target a specific place. LinkedIn is great for all that. Use it daily. Get better at using it. LinkedIn is a tool, and you'll get better at using it by flexing that muscle daily. I hope that was helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments if it was. If you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, go to YouTube and subscribe to BizDev Live on YouTube. You're going to go to youtube.com and it's /Cameron Toth. You can actually now start listening to BizDev Live on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm uploading episodes as fast as I can, going back in time to get all 294 episodes onto the platforms. And a lot of different ways to interact with the content. So thankful for your eyeballs and your attention today. Get into those comments, engage. I look forward to supporting you. I hope this was helpful to you. Have an amazing day. Thank you to Teddy and Denise and Ashutosh and Sylvia for showing up. Have an amazing week.
BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time, live. BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. BizDev Live, business development, not even selling it. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is business development, not even selling it. BizDev Live. BizDev Live.